What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Derby Wormy, and I decided to watch Robin Hood, the new Robin Hood series on Global TV out of Canada. My God, it is so cringe, so awful that I love it. This is something of pure gold. I never expected this show to be good by any stretch of the imagination. I just didn't expect it to be this cringy, this bad, this filled with like CRT, intersectional feminism, ACAB, eat the rich, all the politics you could think of are just in here. And it's so beautiful. Oh my God. We'll get into this. I have it right here, but before we move on, you guys got to remember, this was the Director X, a man known for music videos, mind you, not actual TV, and it shows. Okay, it shows that he doesn't know how to make TV. This guy decided to go fight with Az, heel versus babyface, and Josiah Rises. Yeah, it's that bad. This dude knows how bad it is, and I just want to show you a little bit at the beginning. So we start the show. We start the show with a bunch of random characters that are supposed to be called the Hood in a random private property. Random private property. It's all abandoned, you know, nobody's actually here, but they're filming a music video. Okay? I want you to say that because you constantly get their thing going on called run this hood, I'm run this hood. That it's constantly going, and I hate it. So as you know, everything's going on, they end up hearing police sirens, and the cops start chasing them down, and they fight with the police, mind you. Like, the police stop a few of them, throws one of them down on the ground, gets blinded, they get away, they're running from the cops. The cops do end up saying, this is private property, so we could do whatever we want. Again, it's so awful. So they end up running away somehow. Okay, they're over here. They somehow get to these buildings in a matter of seconds, while the cops are hot on their tail. Sirens ablazing, but it's just one set of cops, okay? You already have fleeing suspects that you can magically follow, okay? But it's only one set of cops. You're not asking for any help or backup, but you're still chasing down these people that you managed to track all the way here. And then when we come out, our officers, we got minority officer, and I'm trying to get back to the other officer, and white officer. We got minority dude, who's the big badass, and white dude, who is dude. He's like the second tier of these unnamed officers that we really don't care about, but they do play a part of the story. So we got Soy and Rage, we'll call them that. We got Soy and Rage. So Rage comes up and he's like, oh my God, we're here, you know, and he looks up and all the people of this building called Sherwood are throwing stuff at the cops, hitting it, doing all sorts of like, get the hell out of here. And angry dude says, release the equipment. Yeah, release the equipment. So that's exactly what happens. So as they're getting back in the vehicle somehow to release the equipment, we have the Hood, you know, Robin Hood, the Hood, not the merry men, not the merry band of men. I can't remember what it's actually called in Robin Hood lore, but the Antifa people called the Hood. It's so stupid. So they get up to a random apartment to grab a slingshot and billiard balls, you know, like for pool, you know, those balls, pool balls. And one of them asks the other one, hey, have you tried this yet? No, it still hasn't been tested. It's a giant slingshot. It's a plank of wood, a rubbery band string, and pool balls, billiard balls. How have you not tested this? We're gonna keep moving on because it's so stupid. So, person one tries to fire the slingshot and misses altogether and says, damn. Okay. And they're aiming at this, which is called a buzzard in this, when in reality it's a drone. Still don't know how the cops released this drone while they were sitting in the vehicle. Don't ask those questions, just go with it. Okay, so drone starts flying. I don't know why they have a drone flying at all, but person one misses. Person two says, let me try it. You know, you get this awesome angle and everything, like, yeah, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get this. The person one, though, is also the main dude, the main girl. That's Robin Hood, by the way. So she aims and hits the thing perfectly, making it crash to the ground, and all the angry officer could do is be like, darn. And just then, again, it's so beautiful. The show is so beautiful. Just then, they start getting called back to return to base because it's too outlandish. Come back to base. So that's what they do, leaving the police equipment on the ground. I'm trying to get that shot where they show the police equipment is just on the ground. And they just left it there. There it is. They just leave it. They leave the entire equipment. These are inept police. Everybody here is inept. Okay? They leave it. We then get, you know, Antifa people pulling up their thing. And oh, look, they're all diversities. Oh, well, that's not a big deal. But this is diversity soy boy dude. This is diversity smart chick. And this is diversity leader amazing whammons. That's what we have so far. I love it. I love it all. And they ask, oh, we did good tonight. You know, we did awesome. And yeah, they're never going to come back to the hood. They're never going to come back to Sherwood. That's right. Stay out. Oh, it's so bad. So bad. Okay, so I love this moment. I love this scene. I love it. So we're at the police station looking at our sheriff, which I have to give the show props. Guess what? We got a redheaded woman. Redheads still exist. Ginger erasure is a thing though, but this is such a stupid scene as well. So she is chastising the two police officers and is saying, if my men end up losing equipment that costs more than their yearly salary, I expect a story of heroic proportions. And, you know, this dude's looking sad, but angry minority dude's like, I got a plan. We go in there, all of us, guns blazing, raiding the place. That's how we do it. And Police Whammons says, no. Sheriff Whammons goes like, no, we can't do that. Is that what they do in the big city Mercia? Okay, is that what they taught you over there? Because we can't do that here, okay? We can't. The Sherwood people are tight. We can't just get in there and kick in doors. So her plan is she randomly sits on her desk and takes off a boot. a boot. And when I first saw this, I was like, what, why are you taking off a boot? So she gets up, walks over to weaker one, not minority dude, weaker one, and kicks him straight in the chest. These guys are wearing Kevlar body armor, you know, police issue, is a sheriff issue, all this stuff. She kicks him in the chest. He falls to the ground. And he has this look of, oh my God. But look, he has all this on. Everything. And her response is, get that checked out and blame it on the Sherwoods so we can get in there and raid it. All I'm thinking and watching the scene is, why did you take your boot off to do this? Keep your boot on to cause damage. He has a protective vest on. That I'm not saying it's gonna stop anything, okay? But if you want to cause damage, why take off the boot? The boot is going to cause more damage. Those things are thick leather. Your foot is your foot. What? It's stupid. So stupid. And I'm only 5 minutes into the episode. Oh, it's so bad. Oh, that's their plan. So now we go back to the Sherwood where Robyn is awoken by her little sister saying, hey, I need my markers. Okay. Robyn quickly gets up because she left her door open. And I had the scene. I'm trying to get back to it. She leaves her closet door open, showing off her Robin Hood mask, and she immediately jumps out of bed to close it. Then little sister goes like, oh, who were you staying with last night? And it's like, nobody, I'm here, you know. So then we go out to the living room. She's dressed, music's playing, mom's over here cooking breakfast, sister's over here working on a sign that conveniently says, eat the rich, feed people, eat rich. Well, all I'm thinking is, man, you guys got a really nice apartment here. You guys, you know, there's a lot of nice stuff. What are you guys doing? Oh, we'll see why they did this. Okay, so lady comes out. Mom tells Robyn, please, no phones in the kitchen. You know, that what we're supposed to do. Come on, dance with me. And they start dancing, you know, showing that hey, they're a happy family. And mom starts saying, I noticed you came home late last night. If you need condoms, check the condom jar. Yeah, right away on that. Everything's disturbing, creepy. Mom's coming over and giving them all eggs, and I agree with Disparu. Why did you do plates, eggs, and then forks? Why didn't you do plates, forks, eggs? Because we're expected to eat right now, but we can't eat. So everybody sits down, and Robyn says, hey, I have a plan. I want to move out and get my own place. And mom has none of that. Mom doesn't want her to leave because mom wants Robyn, to stay around so that she can help protect the Sherwood from John Prince. Instead of Prince John, it's John Prince, who is trying to take it all away. And they have to fight for this place because they know these families for years. They grew up with them, so we have to fight and stay. And Robyn's like, no, I can't do that. I have more jobs. I'm trying to make money so we can move on. She's like, we can barely afford this rent. Why can't you go? You can't leave. You can't do anything. Robyn then says, hey, you know, I could go stay with dad in Mercia while I get money and send it back here. And she's like, oh, you're going to go stay with your dad? Your dad sleeps on a couch. What do you got to do? Sublet it to you? It just a fight ensues, and Robyn ends up having to leave because she has to go do a delivery because she's on a bunch of apps. You know, the gig economy, Uber Eats, stuff like that. No, she's delivering stuff. So she leaves the forest. She gets down to the bottom row. And as she's walking, we have Diversity Smart Girl walk up and goes like, hey, Robyn, listen, I got plans. You know, we can do some shit, okay? And Robyn's like, listen, okay? Because remember, Robyn's the leader. She's the strong, important leader. She goes like, listen. And I can't remember Brainiac's name right now. I don't even care. You need to be careful. You're fast, you're smart, and you're good, but you need to follow my lead. I can't have you on my conscience. And it's like, oh, it's okay. Then we get introduced to the guy of the team, this dude, Soy Boy, who magically has this ability to know everybody, meet somebody, immediately become bestest friends with them. And he's just following like, yeah, look at me. You know, just following him. And apparently he's their video guy. And he says, hey, tonight's going to be awesome because we're about to upload this video of our our music video from last night. And it's already popping and hitting. And we got 1,000 views already. And I'm just sitting here thinking, oh my God, 1,000 views. Okay, 1,000 views isn't something for me to scoff at. But you look at something like Heel versus Babyface or any of the other big guys, 1,000 views is nothing in the grand scheme of things. So them being like, oh, we're going to be internet famous. We got 1,000 views. Okay. But my biggest question is, how do you have 1,000 views if you haven't even uploaded it yet? Like, how? Because he's running it by some dude that he knows, that we'll meet later, that is very weird, to clean up all the metadata. Yes, that's their plan. Clean up all the metadata. Okay, so next, Robyn leaves to go deliver the package. She walks into this building, which is a Monarch, I think is what it's called. I don't know off the top of my head. She walks in here, comes up to the receptionist, goes like, hey, I need to speak to Chris Prince. I have a package for him, and it says to please deliver it to himself. Like, I have to hand it off to him. Dude says, hey, take a seat, you know. We end up going upstairs, and we are introduced to both the mayor and John Prince, or Prince John, whatever you want to call it. And he's showing the mayor these very rare old coins. Okay, these coins that are super rare, super old, everything like that. And he's all happy because he bought them, okay? He bought them and he's happy. Well, the mayor says, oh, are you going to donate these to a museum? He's like, no, I'm not going to go. These are mine. What are you talking about? So she asks, well, then why did you call me here? And he says, I need you to support a certain bill that will allow me to purchase I just had the place, not Robin Hood. God, the buildings. Okay, I can't remember what they're called off my head right now. I just said a little bit ago. Why can't I remember? Sherwood. God, my brain's all over the place. This bill will allow him to buy Sherwood. And the mayor's like, no, I can't do that. You know, the people of Sherwood live there. They're fine people. They vote for me. And his whole plan is, hey, let me buy Sherwood, renovate it, and bring in people from Mercia who have money and will still vote for you. I am trying to help out this area, and you won't let me. These people can't afford the rent, are doing nothing but breeding crime. We got Antifa, for crying out loud, running around over there. Let me clean it up. Let me help. This is not a good place. It's the projects. And she's like, no, we can't do that. We can't have that happen. And then we end up having, you know, John Prince's son come in because he's a rich boy that, you know, lives off daddy's money and is trying to show this girl around so he can get in her pants. All I'm going to say is she's a minor, but actually I believe they're minors. They could be in their 20s, but damn. That is a tight dress. That's all I got to say. boy knows how to pick up the bimbos, because that's what she is nothing more than a bimbo. But he's showing her around the penthouse, and John Prince doesn't really like it, so he pulls aside his son, goes like, the next time you bring one of your hussies up here, I will throw them out myself off the balcony. And I'm like, you know what? That's what a father, you know what? He's a little bit of a douche. You know, they're trying to establish that he's a douche, but he's also trying to show his son here, hey, quit bringing random hussies off the street up here, and we'll see why at the end of the episode. Why you don't bring random hoes up here just to get your pray to God you get another notch on your belt. That's what he's trying to show. Don't be doing this shit. Ah! Okay, so he decides to leave. He gets back to talking to the mayor. As he's going down, Hussy goes like, hey, I also don't know where anything is in this building at all. I don't know, because he's magically now at the stairs, so I don't know, is this the penthouse or are they higher up? What's going on here? Anyways, he's down here. He asks the reception person, who he doesn't remember his name. I don't remember his name. He's just a black dude, but it's supposed to try to show difference in power. You know, this is your receptionist that's a minority, and the rich white guy doesn't know his name. I don't know half of people's name half the time, so I'm moving on. So she's leaving. He says, hey, I'm gonna get her a ride. You know, I'm buying you a ride. He then says, hey, you have a package for me. A package here. Robyn goes up to hand off his package, which are these nice shoes. And he opens it up because he's like, I've been waiting weeks for these. And he opens it up and it's not the type he wanted. He wanted the denim, not the leather. I'm trying to figure out why he thought the next move is accurate, but also you got him the wrong shoe. So yes, he has all the right to do this. Tells her to please take this back, bring me the right pair. I purchased the denim. You brought me leather. Therefore, this is not the right order. Please do it right. And she gets a little annoyed. You know, she gets a little bit of an attitude. And just then, you know, it's like, are you kidding me? You can't even accept these shoes. They're expensive. She doesn't say that, but that's her face. And it's like, no, he's in the right. Well, this isn't stupid. He's in the right. You brought him the wrong pair of shoes. Okay, so as this is going down, protesters walk into a private building. Not a public building, into a private building. That's the important part here, is they're coming into private property as of right now. So they're coming in, you know, Robyn's mom, sister, eat the rich, stop it, you know, protect their project area. She says, you don't own us, John. You don't own us, Prince. Okay, well, he just wants the projects to renovate it, okay? That's all he wants. But his assistant lady shows him what's going on the cameras. Mayor says, I gotta leave. And John wants to know who this woman is. Who's the person leading it. He then calls the sheriff. Like you should in this situation. You have somebody coming in and trespassing on your property. Yes, you call the cops. Why is this so hard to deal with? I don't want them there. I need you to take them away. Well, they end up leaving, but you press charges. Okay, so now we go back to the hood. It's not the hood, but we go back to the projects, you know, Sherwood and everything. And Robyn is now going into this weird area where I think it's the community building, where her mom runs. And she's going around trying to raise money in order to protect the thing. Hey, I can accept that, okay? It's cool. Robyn then walks over to her friends, sees everything. Smart lady's working on a jetpack out of a vehicle engine. We've heard that she lights stuff on fire. Yeah, okay. Friend says, hey, check this out. It's gonna be huge. Yeah, yay. Robyn then goes over to her mom and they start having another argument. Okay, another argument. Because Robyn's like, we can't win. John has all the money. We have nothing. How can we fight back when you're getting nickels? Again, that's, I understand where she's coming from, but I actually agree with the mom here. Sometimes you gotta fight, even if you know you're gonna lose. Okay? I can respect that message. Sometimes you gotta fight, even though you know you're gonna lose. But you also gotta fight legally, and not what you guys are doing. Okay? She ends up saying, no, we can't. I don't want to fight. I want to win. Okay? I don't want to fight a losing war. And yeah, they end up separating, walking away. Okay? Then magically, Robyn shows up in a gym. Apparently, in this projects area, in this community center, they have a nice gym. Very nice gym. I'm also over here wondering, what the hell did they teach these kids? Because she's practicing boxing when random dude, military dude, comes up behind her and says, you're still dragging your elbow. She turns around and goes like, oh my God, little John. Here's our little John. Okay? And everybody knows her, him, everything. Oh, they're meeting. She's all surprised that he's buff and big now. And he's like, well, that's the military way, you know? Get big or get got. Well, yeah, okay, whatever. They start interacting, so happy to see each other again. And they decide to fight, to show off each other's skills. This gets to the point, like, where do you guys learn these skills at all? Where did you guys learn how to fight with bow sticks? How? What? Because they're decent. Look at this. They're fighting. And they're in the projects and they're doing this. And of course, little John kicks her butt and he goes like, see, I still got it. You know, they teach us stuff in the military. And I'm just thinking here, where did she learn this? Where did she learn to even keep up with you? You live in the projects and have no money. What? Okay, so as, you know, they're getting up and everything, you know, interacting, he obviously has some eyes for her and she might have some feelings for him. It gets more explored throughout the thing because he might be big and buff and actually kind of cool looking. He's a super duper simp. Uber simp. Simp to the max simp. That's how simpy he is. Well, all of a sudden they start hearing a commotion out here, back into the main lobby. They come out and look, the cops are there because the mom's getting arrested for trespassing on private property and leading a protest on private property. They're saying, well, you also incited violence and everything like that, but now you need to get arrested. You trespassed. You trespassed. This is private property. The dude is allowed to say, hey, I want to press charges, and they can arrest you. Now that everything's not perfect here, but yes, this is a process. This is okay. And they're like, no, this is all wrong. You have this crowd of people. One cop's trying to stop a crowd of people. Everything's getting more and more irate. You end up having him pull out a gun because everybody's getting pissed off. He's only there for one woman. He turns around, aims the gun at the crowd. She pulls her arm away. She starts getting close to him. He turns around and shoots. So we got our George Floyd moment. Yeah, we got a George Floyd. Randomly shot an unarmed woman. Oh my God. Oh my God. Minority man shot a woman. Everybody's scared. It's like, what the heck just happened? You shot my mom. And I'm like, there was a freaking crowd. It's not right what happened. There's a crowd of people. You guys also are a part of this problem. You all fucked up. This is all fucked up. What the hell? Very pro ACAB. Very pro George Floyd stuff. Unarmed black woman got shot by my angry minority dude. What the hell? Okay, so they end up cutting away. There's George Floyd, Jesus, our black Jesus woman getting shot in front of black Jesus. Oh. Okay, they end up cutting away. I don't really know what they're talking about here. I don't really care. She gets the ability to come in and see her mom. Her mom is all like, I can't. She's she has a broken vertebra or something like that. She's going to be paralyzed from the waist down. That's what life's going to be. And, you know, they walk in there. Hey, my mom's, you know, my mom's here. She wakes up. They come up to talk to her. And take note, they have this conveniently covered because they start showing off the arm. And, oh, my God, she's arrested and chained to the bed. Listen. What happened at the community center was not right on either side. We know it's just a bunch of propaganda against cops shooting unarmed innocent black women that trespassed and led a protest in private areas. Okay, moving on from that. You are still a criminal as of right now. You fought with cops. You resisted arrest. So yes, right now while you are in the bed and getting treatment, you are arrested. This isn't shocking to nobody. Okay? Why is it so shocker? Oh, well, it's because she's an innocent black woman. Then sheriff comes in and goes like, we have her arrested because she's a criminal and we need to be doing this. And Robyn asks the nurse, why are you laying this out? I'm like, this is a freaking nurse. Why would the nurse have anything to do with the legal side? She's just here to help your mom heal. That's it. What the heck? Why are you asking her for any advice? So they move on. Everybody leaves. We end up cutting to one of the random apartments. There's like 50 random apartments in the projects. I have no idea whose place this is. It might be Robyn's. I can't tell you either way. But you got Little John here looking sad, you know. You got Robyn with her sister, sad. You got Strong, the minority soy boy dude, and other brainiac lady. They're all sad and angry. And dude here, I kid you not, to show off that they're angry and pissed, he slams his hand down on the table, knocking over the beer to be like, says nothing, but that's how you're gonna convey that you're angry. Why? I could already tell you're angry. Why do you have to do that? That just goes overboard or looks tacky. Then Little John tells him to, hey, knock it off. You know, then they get a knock at the door. Little John goes to answer it, and we get very attractive lawyer lady. We don't know that she's a lawyer yet, but we get very attractive lady asking, is Robyn here? And she's mesmerized by Little John's good looks. And Robyn then gets up to answer the door and says, hi, I'm Robyn. And lady goes like, hi, hey, I heard about your mom's situation. I work for a legal group that does pro bono work, helping out individuals like this, moments like this, okay? And that's what we're going to be doing. So they sit down together, and lawyer lady says, listen, you guys have no money. We have no way to do this. I'm doing this pro bono because this is free. It is right to do. But the best course of action is take a plea deal. Okay? We got to take a plea deal here. Your mom will spend about 3 to 4 years in prison because she fought with cops. And Robyn's like, no, we can't do that. We got to fight this all the way up. And she's like, you can't. You're going up against both John Prince, who has all the money in the world, and the sheriff. Okay, she also does this whole thing where like John Prince filed the charges, but the sheriff is, you know, pushing them harder and harder. And I'm just sitting there thinking, yes, this is how the law works. This is how this happens. John files the complaint, the police file the charges and push the charges. This is basic stuff. Okay, you trespassed. This is all on you and your mom. You guys fucked up. Quit crying about it. Accept the responsibility. Okay, so their plan is basically Robyn's not going to do this, okay? So she ends up getting the idea that, hey, there's the shoes. We need to get back up in there and talk to Prince. That's what we need to do. I don't know why she thought that was a good idea, but she does, okay? This is her plan, is go talk to Prince. So she takes the shoes to her little sister, and they decide to put the denim on the leather. They decide to make fake shoes in order to get access to the building instead of, you know, bringing the real shoes. But okay, moving on. So everybody gets in there, you know, freaking he's here getting all, you know, talking about how his dad's getting annoyed and he's tired of his dad kicking out his women and everything like that. And then for some reason this time, Robyn has the ability to get all the way up to the penthouse. I don't know how that worked, but she's there, and he says, "Hey, my Cinderella's here." Okay, you know. And she comes up, she shows him the fake shoes and everything. They start talking and everything, and she goes like, "Hey, how big is it?" And he what? Oh, the apartment. How big's the apartment and everything? And you know, he goes like, "Hey, I can show you around, but I really shouldn't because my dad's here and he doesn't like people, you know, looking at his precious stuff." And she decides to use her womanly charm and everything like that and go like, "Oh, are you scared? You know, I thought you were a big, strong man. You know, but if you're too scared," and he's like, "No, I can show you around. I can show you around." And he, you know, they start walking around and everything, and she immediately gets pulled over to those coins we talked about at the beginning. And yes, it's established that these are very valuable coins. They're very rare. And yet then they have to leave because John's on his way. She gets out, but as John's walking around, he overhears him talking to the sheriff about offing her mom. Just her mom, okay? That's the plan because she's too big of an issue. They have to get rid of her. So, okay. She hears that. They leave. He's ended up moving and everything. And this also goes to another point. I just saw this. He had to use a key card to get into the elevator. How does she get in there without any access? I don't know. I don't want to know. Okay. But take note of the key card. Okay. They end up hugging, embracing. He says, "Please come to my birthday in a month. It will be really cool and awesome." And she's like, "Maybe." Okay. Then she ends up getting to the elevator, calling somebody and saying, "Hey, I got a plan. I got a plan to save my mom." And she shows off that she stole the key card. I'm sitting here thinking, why did you go to the apartment in the first place still? Because all this is happening in the moment. Why did you go to the apartment? There was no reason to go to the apartment at all. Her only reason was because, hey, I wanted to talk to John Prince, but she never even got to talk to John Prince. She ended up talking to the son. So you randomly end up making up this whole plan on the spot to get the money, but you had to go to the apartment to make this plan. So what was your plan in the beginning? Oh, there was none. They just wanted to get her there. That's the point. So they end up getting back to the apartment, somebody else's apartment. I think this is a Soy Boy's apartment. And they're talking about the entire plan, you know, stealing from John Prince. They're going to steal the coins. They're going to fix it. And then Little John walks in, who's apparently now roommates with Soy Boy. Yeah. So he sits down. Former military dude sits down, gets told what the plan is because he now knows that they're going to steal from John Prince to save her mom. And mind you, John Prince is a rich private citizen that they're going to steal from. They're not stealing from like a royalty or the government. They're stealing from a rich man. That's it. That's why they don't like him. They're stealing from him because he's rich. Okay. So he hears the plan and says, "You know what? We're going to need eyes." Because he's immediately in because he loves Robyn and he's ready to go. So they end up saying, "Hey, I have something." Smart diversity lady pulls out the frickin' drone because she kept it. And do the police not have tracking anything on their stuff? Is none of their stuff trackable? And we'll get back to that position towards the end of the episode, but is nothing trackable in this world? Apparently not. So they end up talking. They're going to use this, but they can't use it yet because she could rebuild it, but she can't do anything with the software because it still is a part of the beast. So they ask Soy Boy here, "Do you know somebody?" He says, "Yes, I know somebody that can fix this part." Okay, so then they go to a garage now where apparently this is where Smart Lady lives. they're getting all, he's getting all introduced, and we get introduced to our newest member, this dude, who's a weirdo, like next level tech weirdo, who already knows everything about everybody, everything he already is filled up on, knows so much of the people, and he's going to break the code because he wants to help out in order to be closer and right the wrongs of John Prince, because he's a super uber nerd tech guy that wants to his mind to transcend his physical body and be closer to the collective. I kid you not. They outright say he wants to be a part of the collective and we should all join the collective. Communism. Gotta love it. So they end up moving on. He ends up saying, yes, I'll help out. You know, it's the right move. So I don't even know what the hell he's doing here. I don't. Because he's breaking the code, but it doesn't even look like he's doing anything. It's just fancy looking equipment that he's going. Did you not? That's all he's doing. So I'm supposed to assume this is what he's doing, but I don't even know what he's doing. So lady here ends up saying, how are you doing this? Oh, I have implants in my fingers, which gets me a whole lot closer to this all-powerful technology thing. She then takes note of his clothing and says, it helps block out facial recognition systems. You know, if any of your and if your fingerprints or anything like that is into the matrix or whatnot, your ass is good as gone. So this is where she gets the idea to get more of this stuff, okay? Because this is how they're going to be anti-feeding. Then we get another moment of sitting down talking about our feelings with a big muscle dude who's big simp for Robyn. They are drinking random liquids out of the smart dude's trunk. Like he makes it all and they're drinking it. So they're talking, sitting there, talking about emotions, yada, yada, yada. I'm getting bored. I'm getting bored more of talking about this. Then they go back, they hop over to the community center to train more. This feels all over the place, but that's what this episode is. It's just all over the place. And I don't know why they show this whole training montage at all. We then cut back to the garage where they're finishing up the breaking of this, and now it's all usable for both of them. Then we cut to the hospital where the sheriff lady is watching mom sleep. And all I'm thinking is, okay, kill her now. That's your job, right? No, we don't even do that. She's just randomly there. Don't know why any of those scenes had to happen, but they happened. Okay, we now move on. It's nighttime. They're all moving in the shadow of the night, you know, everything like that. Little John's now on their crew, and they're being very careful, very quiet, walking around, breaking into the facility. They get in, you know, end up setting in the garage, and their plan is to release the drone in order to surveil the penthouse. I don't know how they do any of this in the amount of time they do, okay? So, drone gets flying, gets up there, looks directly into penthouse, and they're like, it's clear. So they walk in, get into the elevator, and instead of, you know, showing like us a scene of outside or anything, Robyn and Little John are in the elevator and they start talking about their feelings again. I'm not joking. They're talking about their feelings again. Little John's like, hey, no, she's like, hey, did you meet anybody back when you were over there? I don't know where he was, but he was like, no, not really. Did you? And she was like, oh, I met a few guys, a few girls here or there. And he was like, oh yeah, the same here. Girls though, not guys, but I'm okay with if guys like guys and stuff like that. You know, it's not a big deal. And I like how you know what you like. And I'm through this episode, you know, Little John's introduced. Big, muscly, former military dude. He was able to take her down relatively easily with those bow staff and stuff. And all throughout the episode, he's a simp. He's pathetic. He's simping over Robyn, and she ain't giving anything really in return. That's what this episode is, and it's sad. Okay, so now they enter the penthouse. They start moving around like, hey, they're there, and then we cut back to the garage to see that both John Prince and the sheriff are here. Okay, and they have to find a way to warn Robyn, but they can't because they have no service. Okay, so now they're walking around in the penthouse. All this, I don't get it. Okay, you're walking around the penthouse while all this is happening. You're being very slowly. Why aren't you just, nobody's there, just grab it, run. Grab it, run. Well, you don't do that. Sheriff comes out, tries to talk to John Prince. John says, nope, we can't talk here. Up in the penthouse is where we're going. So they get up there. They're like, we seriously gotta warn Robyn, but they can't. Robyn finally gets over to where the coins are, and magically John Prince and the sheriff arrive at the elevator. I'm trying to figure out how. Is this like some space magic elevator that goes like, you know, fast down, fast up, like immediately? How? You guys were just in the parking garage. How are you automatically here? Time means nothing in this show because it's stupid and garbage and not good. It's cringe beyond all belief, and it's CW just from Canada. So the reason I'm pointing this out is Robyn slowly walks over to those coins. You could have just walked there, taken it, and got hidden somewhere, and then snuck out. Instead, you took so long, and then magically they're there. Bad storytelling. Okay, so Robyn and Little John decide to hide. Sheriff and the Prince start talking about, hey, we really need to kill the mom. We really got to get her off. You got to do the job. And she's like, we can't because it's expensive to do stuff right and not get caught. You have the power of City Hall. Pull their leash more my way. And, you know, they're sitting there talking and everything like that. And he's like, yeah. But as they're talking, Robyn walks up to the coin case, starts opening it, and there's a creak, and the sheriff hears it and goes like, there's something there, walks out, leaves John behind because, I mean, he's a stupid rich dude. Nobody cares. She pulls the gun on Robyn, who's right now stealing from John Prince. I'm just sitting here thinking, at this point in time, this is a random person who has burgled, because at this point this is burglary. You are not wanted within this facility. I believe in castle doctrine. Sheriff, pop a cap in it. But we can't do that. So sheriff has her at gunpoint, says remove the mask, and Little John comes out of the drone comes up behind them, now blaring their blaring their music, flashes a very bright light on them. Little John disarms her, takes the gun, pulls out the magazine and throws it to the ground. Then John Prince pulls a sword out and starts battling Robyn while she has the coins and gets her to the ground, throwing a sword everywhere. Okay, then we get over to Sheriff Lady, now has a spear. Little John has a bow staff, and they're fighting. We already established that Little John is really good at the bow staff. Okay, we established that, like he's great. What happens is stupid. Okay, because she disarms him easily. But now we get back over to shaky cam, craziness going all over the place with this fight. Robyn gets Prince down on the ground and then does the move. Everybody knows the move, you know, because she's a little 100 pounds when soaking wet chick battling a guy. So she gets him on the ground, wraps her legs around his head, and makes him pass out. That's what she does. Everybody knows the move. Everybody knows this tactics. She automatically is well versed in martial arts, and that's what they do. So now you got Little John, who's been disarmed, Sheriff ready to plunge a spear into him. And the reason she stops is because Robyn shoots a bow and arrow past her. She ends up dropping the spear, and Little John and Robyn leave. They then get down to the garage very fast as the sheriff is telling all of Monarch security that, hey, we have trespassers. We're hearing it because apparently he's a part of security. He's wiping down John Prince's car. She turns around and they hold up the driver because they decide to steal his car. And they're proud of this. And I'm thinking, okay. You have the sheriff there. You have all the security knowing that there's trespassers here. They just stole John's car. And this goes back to the magic that apparently the police don't have tracking equipment on their stuff. You know, GPS tracking, anything like that. Apparently, John Prince, the richest man in this show, doesn't have tracking on his car. What? Are you kidding me? How do you not have tracking capabilities? Nobody is smart in this world. It's all stupid. So they end up stealing the Rolls Royce. They get it into the project's garage, cover it up with a bunch of sheets, and they're like, now what? You don't have a plan again. Nobody has a plan. This is why this is stupid, because everything just works out for them. They just get a plan. They don't have a plan. They just do stuff. So they end up saying, well, the smart one says, well, we got to hurry up and do all this because if my boss sees that this is here, I'm going to be in trouble. So they say, okay, we're going to chop it. You know, how do we get this? And smart guy, soy boy here goes like, I know a guy to get this all off our hands. Oh my God, you're just criminals. So they end up sitting down, talking about their feelings. I don't really care what they talk about this time. And then Robyn says, hey, I have a plan. Before we cut it apart, I have a plan. So then we end up cutting back to the hospital where lawyer lady tells sheriff, hey, bond's been set. Time to move on. We don't have to tell you how we got the money to do this, but we did. Lawyer lady asked Robyn, how did you do this? You go like, you really don't want to know. Talking everything. We're going to fight this and everything. And then lawyer lady tells us her name is Marianne. You know, Marianne, the love interest for Robin Hood. So this Robin Hood is a black lesbian and Marianne is a black lesbian. Okay, we end up talking to the family. They're all gonna, mom says, I'm gonna fight. You know, we're gonna fight hard with John Prince because he has me to deal with now, and I'm gonna be all up in his face. They're now back at another apartment. Smart dudes there, like everything's about done, and they dropped the new video that they made using the Rolls Royce. Yeah, they're using Prince's Rolls Royce to make a music video. It's all clean and stuff, and the last shot we get is Sheriff and Prince going like they've declared war. This show's so awful, and I love it. I'm sorry this one was long, but you know, the first episode's usually long because you have to establish a bunch of shit. It's garbage, and I can't wait to see what happens next week because it's so bad. If this show, it's being funded by Canadian government, so it's going to go on for God knows how long. But it's so bad, I love it. And I hope you guys enjoy this new series because I'm going to review it all. It's so cringe. It's so beautiful. Oh, I love cringe. I love it so much. But guys, let me get your thoughts on all this down in the comment section below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it out, friends, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video and go live, guys. And please check out Coffee Brand Coffee. Links are in the description as well. Try Dark Roast. All of them. I love them. You get 10% off using my links down below. No, 5% off using my link down below and 10% off using code BACKTACO. And on that note, guys, have a good one and bye for now.